I'm Peter Cruikshank. Bruce Ryan's over there. He will be leading the session. I'll talk about him a bit more in a wee bit. I just thought, while people are settling down, I'll do a quick introduction to who we are and what we do. This obviously is Napier University, or it's now Edinburgh Napier University. This is the original campus. We've got a nice bit of historic history over there. John Napier used to live there when he was inventing logarithms and advancing mathematics back in the old days. I work in a part, Bruce and I both work in the School of Computing, which is a strange thing, you'd think, but we are part of what's called the Centre for Social Informatics, and what we do is look at how people use technology, so we're very much people-focused rather than technology-focused, and that's what's behind the work we've been doing. And we've been doing this as an institution for quite a long time, since the late 1990s. We were actually one of the very first universities to get interested in this area. Right, okay, so what would I say? So I'm basically, I wear the research hat, so I kind of sit in the background keeping a research angle going. Bruce wears two hats. Bruce, as a researcher, and we are a university, we do research, but Bruce obviously, and you're probably all aware of this as well, is also very much engaged in what community councils do. He's worked with community councils for years, since St Andrews and now in Edinburgh. So his passion, his motivation is what's led to this, and has led to hopefully beginning of a bit of building up of momentum to help, I suppose, engage community councils with using the internet. The aim of today, and Bruce will go into this in a bit of detail, isn't really to present our research. One of the things we did find, though, was, and Bruce will talk about this, is how important networks are of people helping each other. So the aim of today, bottom line, the aim of today is to put you in touch with each other. We obviously, as a researcher, would be very interested to see how this works, but I think from your point of view, it means that if you start finding people you can turn to for help, for ideas, start looking for good practice and so on, this is what we hope you'll get out of today. Hopefully, at the end of this, we'll have a network of people who can take this thing forward and start pushing locally, but also be more self-reliant and more able to keep things going, even if there's not much help coming from local authorities or government, which everyone's got different priorities. So we'll see how the tables settle down, just doing administration, but it looks like one table's very empty and a couple are very full. So just before the first session, we might do a wee shuffle round unless the missing table 6 people turn up. We've still got a few minutes. Administrative-wise, there's a disabled blue there, which I don't see any problems anyone using. There are also loos, basically the easiest way to go into reception and ask. It's just there's some loos fairly close that way. Fire-wise, if there is a fire alarm, there's fire exits on both sides. There's no fire alarms planned for today. I think it's fairly straightforward to get the hell out of here if something does go wrong, so I'm not too worried. Other than that, I'll turn you over to Bruce, and he'll talk to you about what's going on today and also what's motivating this, what we're doing.
Thank you. First of all, thank you all for coming to this. It's really encouraging to see so many people here, people who I know have come a long way to this event, and so thank you for coming to this. We hope to make this a really useful day for yourselves. As Peter said, it's about making contacts and learning from each other as much as possible. Peter's done most of the housekeeping about fire alarms and toilets. There will be coffee breaks, as you'll see on your agendas, and lunch breaks between the sessions. Other bits of housekeeping. We've been asked, if you're using the university Wi-Fi network, which is called Conference, you'll be have been given a username and a password to access those. We will be filming the presentations between sessions. We won't be filming the actual group discussions, but but part of the filming of the sessions will include hopefully recording any questions you have, so you're okay for that. We've also asked if you're happy to share your email addresses just with other delegates, so we can do some skills matchmaking. Notice that thank you. You've put some skills offered and some skills wanted, things on there, and so we'll hopefully do some matchmaking after this event. But we can't do that unless we can share your contact details. So there's on the table over there. There's along with the sign-in sheet. There is a record of whether you've agreed to that. And if anyone hasn't agreed and does wishes to agree, absolutely no coercion. Then I'd ask you to put a yes on that. Also, another bit of housekeeping. We have a very full day. So each session there'll be room for about 25 or 30 minutes of discussion. Then we'll ask people to draw conclusions, and then we'll get the tables to present their conclusions to the full group. So we'd ask you all to be succinct and facilitators to help keep the discussion flowing. So that's enough about the arrangements, I hope. As Peter said, today is about trying to build networks of community council digital engagement workers. I'm sure there's a better phrase for that. So that we can learn and share skills. As I run 3 Edinburgh community council websites, and I know I've got a lot to learn, and so I'm looking forward to this as a practitioner to learn from it, and I'm as probably more than I am as an academic seeing what goes on. So my goal is to be part of the process of making community councils better engaged with their citizens, and it will be very pleasing for me, certainly, if we can do something towards that. And I hope that whatever your skill levels are, whatever your knowledge is, your experience, that you'll get something out of today. We'll invite feedback from you. I'll be sending out an invitation to what's called the Knowledge Hub, where we have a group in which you can just tell us what you thought of today, any further ideas, get involved in discussions, and keep this whole thing moving. What else to say? I think it's about time to move on to the first session of today, where we'll be asking the groups to say what are the major problems that you find when using the internet to engage with your citizens. So what problems do you have about getting online, getting responses, getting information in, getting information out? I'll ask the facilitators to help those discussions, and also we'll need to get a flip chart for each table so that people can write stuff. So if we can get one person from each table to grab a flip chart and take it to their table, but with having removed the top sheets with the post-it notes, that would be really good. And then let the discussion flow. Thank you again.